You can get it chomping. You can get it mopping. You can get it reading the phone. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer. And the best cold beer is Vic. A long cold Vic.
It's so hard to have a gay time on your own.
It could be that great chalk and biscuit coating.
It's so hard to have a gay time on your own.
It could be that smooth toffee ice cream in the centre. Or that whole delicious golden gay time taste.
Hard to have a gay time on your own.
Street's Golden Gay Time. Now available.
Guess what? We took everything you love about the Bloomin' Onion and created a menu you've never seen before.
Let me hear you say, Bloom that ass. Bloom that ass.
This bloomified menu starts at $13.99 and it's gonna blow your bloomin' mind.
Hey.
I saw you were enjoying that shredding recorder session.
Oh, that's hilarious. I had to turn my volume down.
Yeah, it's a little loud, I must admit. But actually, no, when you're going to rock out on your recorder, turn it up, I say. Hurts your eardrums.
It kind of, it's an emotional roller coaster because you kind of hate it and then you love it and then you can't decide. So you get confused. But
Well, I love the song. And then I saw that, thought, that's cool. Like the dude's got out into his car, you know, his wife's in there, if he has a wife, and he's rocking up. But like, I don't know, I just love his enthusiasm, his passion.
He keeps the solo going for the whole thing. You
Even
think he's
when
gonna
it's
like pass out. I'm like, where is this going?
Even when the recorder has clearly passed, you know, it can't do this. Whatever he's trying to do with it, it can't do it. And it just sounds like screeching. He's still
it's dying. There's one point where he goes low and I'm like, it almost sounds off key and I'm like, oh God, what's happening?
Check out this thing that StreamYards have made. Like they've got like cinema effect now on my video. So I'm kind of like hazy a little bit. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a new feature they just added. They can't make it so that the chat updates correctly all the time. It always seems to cut out. But they keep adding weird stuff. But that's all right. We'll get through it. Hello, everybody. Everyone is very excited here. Narwhal. We have I like to call you Purdy Berg. That's my
Berg.
Berg. Because I was like, I titled the stream "The Ornate Whimsy of Per Darwin Berg," and I love that your middle name is Darwin. It's just so you. But I love more than that, just calling you Purdy Berg because it sounds like, because it's a Swedish name, isn't it? Per Berg.
Yeah.
It sounds like Scandinavian or something. So it reminds me of those guys.
You know, a funny story about the middle name Darwin is who's the guy who did Earthworm Jim? Doug Tenapel. Yeah, he found out my middle name was Darwin and he got pissed. He really hates evolution.
Oh. I was like, where do you mean? Oh, okay. Well, that's, that's something. That's an interesting choice. All right. Sumo Thori sent 5 memberships already. Get the show started right. Thank you very much, Sumo. I'm going to play you this.
You little ripper!
Mo isn't even here. It's been 2 years, Per, since Mo, who's here almost every day, practically every day, every time I stream, has not been able to receive a membership for some unknown reason. He gets them on all these other channels, but Sumo tried and failed. Nomad Damon, Tank Ferret, Vilned, and Casey Anthony. Oh, and Oz Great Sage. All wonderful people got membership.
It might be like Mo's he's in Ukraine and they don't take Ukrainian money. YouTube.
I know exactly where he is. He's actually on your coast. He's on the west.
Oh.
And he was getting them forever, but then it stopped. The spigot was turned off. Thank you, Phil, Diaz, and Brandon for the Zaid raid. Thank you. Welcome, everybody here. We will be talking to Pear about whatever. You know me. I no longer like to do the scroll through the campaign page promos, but Pear did just launch a book. I mean, I'll bring it up momentarily. How about that? Let's.
Hello, everyone in the chat.
There it is.
Good.
The
good
link
faces.
is in the description. It's also pinned, top pin, in the chat, and you are sitting on 3,260. Actually, I want to show you. Check out how cool this is. So I'll put you back here, and then
if you switch it to Aussie money, it goes way high.
I did that already. I actually changed it because I wanted to do something new here. Share screen. Check this out. Look at that. It's just the goal up above your head. Can you see that on the screen?
Fun.
So if
that
anyone
gets like best of both worlds, kind of.
Yeah,
we get the dopamine, but we don't have to stare at the campaign.
If anyone backs and Kickstarter, you don't have to refresh. So it'll just tick up above our head. So if you like what Pear is saying and you want to support him and you like the sound of the story, because we are going to talk about, hey, actually, let me say hello to the chat very quickly, just some people who came in first. I do like to do that. I want to shout out comics legend Jolly Green. I want to shout out Bredsky the Great, Cranberry Langes, Valley Law. How can I not say hi to Jeffrey, Casey, Fresher Luke in the house? Ask him if there will be any high-stakes political court drama in any way.
Yes, I think.
There's going to be like 6 books, isn't there? So there's space. That's all. I'll ask him if it was inspired by athletes humping at the Olympic Village.
Yeah. That's a trick question because he was at my earlier live stream where I did confirm that. So yes.
You did confirm that? Good.
Because of the gift baskets they give out all have condoms. So I was like, oh,
do they?
Yeah.
I didn't go in the Olympics, but I did go in the next step down, which is the X Air, which is the fake X Games that was held in Sydney and in Wellington, New Zealand. And it was cool. Like you get to pretend like you're this big time athlete. Cause you do get the whole red carpet treatment with the things and the hotel rooms and everything. Nice. But it was for rollerblading. So
no condoms in the gift basket.
There wasn't any groupies or condoms or orgies or anything like that. It was just a lot of dudes. Stinking and not everyone says the Paralympics. No, not the Special Olympics. Although I did say no. One step down for the Olympics is the Commonwealth Games. Obviously, do you even know what the Commonwealth Games is?
No.
It's like this massive thing in all ex-Commonwealth countries, like the British Empire, like Australia, Canada, India. I guess
it's like the sun never sets on the British Empire. It's like those people competing.
Yeah, and we have the Commonwealth Games. Actually, one time I was in the opening ceremony of the Commonwealth Games that were in Melbourne. I was on rollerblades with fireworks on my back, going down a massive.
Your past life is so funny to me. You were a professional gambler, rollerblader for like 20 years. Then you became a webcomic guy, and now you
can actually watch the video. You could actually watch the video. Yeah.
That's amazing.
I've heard it all before. See, Jeffrey hasn't heard it. Angela hasn't seen it.
People need to seek that out and clip it. That needs to be...
just search for who was that singer? Who's that? She's very pretty but kind of annoying, tall Australian singer. I'm not.
Lord.
I need to see it. No. She's from New Zealand, I think. Lord.
Okay.
No, this one she's actually really pretty. But she was singing her single, so I got to get up close to her and nearly hit her with fireworks. See, Ronan has heard it and seen it. There you go. All right. Now, we were supposed to be talking about what you're up to and what you're doing. You did very graciously send me books 1 and 2 of now, this is what I want to find out. It wasn't Kylie Minogue. No. How do you pronounce the title of this book?
The Grand Prix. Does that sound
Grand Prix? Yeah. I say Grand Prix.
Oh, yeah.
as long as you don't say Grand Prix, then
no.
There's not gonna be any fisticuffs or anything. Yeah, Grand Prix. Okay, that's cool. I don't know what Americans how they say this sort of stuff, but I was reading a Grand Prix. You did send me the first 2 issues. You know, back in the day, there was this. It was the only anime I've ever watched. It was on Australian kids television, and I've never seen anything like it before, because it just. You dropped in, and it seems like this endless world that you could never wrap your head around. But you just sort of sucked in because it's so interesting, and it builds slowly. Like, it just goes up. You know, like, you've got like the 3-act structure, which has its like things and stuff like that. Like, and that this anime was nothing like that. It was just like this slow build up, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and then. At the start, you're like, "What's happening?" But then in the middle of it, you're like, "Yes." Nice.
Is that like Giant Robo? Giant Robo is like that. That's one. Yeah, but so many.
Dude. I wish. Yeah. I'd never been able to find what this. And it had like, it was kind of like gemstones, like the Infinity Gems. But I've never been able to find out what it was. And if I could, maybe Fresh Luke would know, because he surely grew up in Australia at least. Maybe he watched it as well.
You know what that is? That's like reverse. Mandela effect, like something disappeared instead of appeared. That and I moved like, universes.
And I've never, I've always been like, man, I would love to go watch that again and see if it is actually as epic as I remember. Because I remember by the time it ended, I was just like, that was the coolest thing my 10-year-old brain had ever seen. It took a long time. There's a lot of episodes, but there's going to be 6 books of Grand Prix.
From what each one's like a double issue, so it's like going to be pretty
like
long.
48 pages. But what I bring that up because like, is that a purposeful thing that you're doing? Where, for anyone who hasn't read it, you were just dropped in to this world, and there's like feels like there's a million moving parts. It's kind of like an ensemble cast, even though you do have kind of like main characters because they are continuing on from Earthbound.
Mm-hmm.
You've got like a whole bunch of these characters, and it's kind of the first book is a little discombobulating, but your books are always a bit like that, I feel. Is that like something that you wanted to do in the writing, or?
Yeah, I think I might do that a little bit accidentally even, but it's like what do they call it? Like get in late and get out early. I always do that.
Yes,
and
I always
have. I always have like intrigue, backstory. This one, there's almost. It does a 3-year skip, and I wrote what happens in those 3 years, but they potentially could never see the light of day. But it's like, everyone's in a different position. And then the one thing I remember about, that first issue is like, it actually kind of is a lot of setup and a lot of exposition and a lot of characters. And I was kind of just like, all right, this is what we're doing. So let's go about trying to catch up and like explain everything so I can start like having fun with it.
Yeah. And you open with 2 characters who are just sort of like, they're just talking, yes. But what they're talking about and what they're doing is actually pretty interesting. They've like come to this place where the main spaceship is, but they've come too early and they're worried and they're trying to, so it is actually interesting. But when I sat back and thought about it, like they are just talking here, and there is a lot of that going on at the very beginning, and you don't really know who they are. And so I was wondering, like, am I going to like this? I hope I like this because I'm about to talk to Pear in like, an hour and a half. But by the time the second book kicks in and they're actually everyone is heading into the Grand Prix. There's so much intrigue between, you said it like 5 different groups, I think 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Like the main players into it. Do you want to like, just for anyone who hasn't read it, it was Delta Goodrum, Jeffrey. Yes, it was Delta. People are posting links to it. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Anyone who likes Earthbound, this is like another Earthbound book, very sci-fi. This one is, it's not on Earth at all anymore. Like, because Earthbound was half in a high school, and then one of the genres was almost like teen comedy kind of. And Grand Prix is not like that, but I am trying to keep some of comedy, some of like some sexuality a little bit. And some of that comes up in issue 3. Mm-hmm. And and it like Earthbound was kind of based on started almost like as a movie script and then is turned into a comic. And a lot of times the movie script can be split in half. So the whole first half, it's like, and this one, yeah, like all my stories too, they like to be kind of setting up rules and then playing with the rules. So this one, it's all about the tournament and the portal to get in, and you can't get out. The only way to get out is to reincarnate back out. And to do that, you need a special ring. The rings are like the most valuable item in the universe, pretty much super rare. And a lot of the story is about who has a ring and who doesn't, and how you get one and how to get out of this predicament that they're finding themselves in. Because these fighters that enter this tournament, that there's kind of a Olympic-like culture, or like, what did you say your thing was called? It's the Commonwealth. It's like the Commonwealth. And except they get gift baskets more like with condoms or whatever. And
this is the moment where they explain the ring. I love this little moment here. This guy here, he's kind of like, he's sort of like explaining the rules of the tournament, and he's just flicking the ring. You know, he's showing it off, explaining. It's sort of like, is it the prize that you get if you win the tournament?
Yeah, you just get one ring, and like some people have rings, but it's like your ticket out, because you're stuck once you enter. You're stuck, and some people are slaves. Some people are sent in like as slaves, and and the other thing is there's a whole class of ships called dream catchers, where if you die in the tournament and you do have a ring, then you get to leave, so you get reincarnated. But then dream catchers are trying to catch your soul on the way out, and if they catch you, they can raise you from the age of 0, and they can brainwash you to become their asset. So it's like this kind of info spy war of building. A lot of these warriors are like the best warriors in the galaxy, getting reincarnated over and over again, getting brainwashed by different sides. And then the last thing, I might come across in the book a little bit, but like there's the book, the fighting tournament. It's because I was wondering about this when I was writing it. I was like, should it be like everyone in the galaxy watches it? It's the biggest audience ever and everyone cares about it. Huge cultural impact. And I was like, no, it's kind of the opposite, which again, there's like comparisons with various things, but this is more like blood sport, where it's secret. And in some ways that makes it more special. To even know about it is kind of a big deal, to know how to get there. And once you get there, there might only be 100 or 200 people, but these are like the most important people in the galaxy. So, and to win it is even more important than that. So people really want to be there.
You mentioned like, and I think you and I are a little bit similar in this. People say my stories are cinematic. It's funny because I think you and I approach storytelling in a somewhat similar way. I want to dig into that, but the end results are so different. Like they really are quite, different products at the end of the day.
I was late to reading The Lucent. I ended up reading like the first one I didn't back, and then the second, I think I backed the second one and then read both. And I hit you up immediately because I read them both in one sitting, which is always a great test, especially for me, because I will definitely get like, I will be a little bit hard, like, I'll get like, I'll put it down or whatever. And that doesn't even mean it's bad necessarily. Like I'm reading a few comics right now that are taking me many sittings. I'm only reading like 5 pages at a time. They're still good comics, but I do love it when a comic sucks you in for the whole thing. And I was even wondering like, how's he do it? And so we can definitely talk about that. But
yeah, definitely. Awesome. Let me just grab this. Jennifer Grover, Michael, I love you. Not inappropriately, but I do love you and the chat. It is always a wonderful time to see you, Jennifer, in the chat. And thank you for the super chat. I hope you were doing well this Friday night. Yeah, I like I said, I mean, there's so much little, how do I put this? There's so much complexity to this story that you kind of really, it does need to be structured in the way they've done it. Slow build over 6 books, because otherwise there's no way you could get all this into kind of a normal graphic novel that wasn't hundreds of pages long. How did you come up with this crazy story about this galactic friggin' battle royale, and then like all this stuff? You got dream catching ships, you've got the sponsors, you've got Thingo, and did you have influences? Because I'm thinking like I watch this stuff like, oh, that's like a little like the Hunger Games, or that's like battle royale, or that's like whatever,
Yeah.
How did you even come up with this?
I think it continues from Earthbound, where I want it to be sci-fi that has fun new ideas. And so like that was like one of the big ones I was thinking about for a long time, was like sci-fi doesn't deal with reincarnation that much. And so I was thinking of ways to play with that. and hopefully not have it too video gamey, because that, like, you can do it that way. Like even that Tom Cruise movie kind of is like that.
The Ready Player one.
Yeah, like that kind of stuff, the time loop stuff or whatever.
I did love that movie though.
Yeah, it's great, and Groundhog's Day is great too. All that kind of stuff. But yeah, so yeah, it was kind of the initial goal. Like I loved Philip K. Dick back in the day, and I was thinking like if I do science fiction, I don't want it to be the kind of thing like where, oh, it's a Western in space. Like this could also be a Western. This story could also be like a crime story set on Earth. I'm like, I want it can only be what it is. It can only be sci-fi because of the crazy ideas. That's kind of the main idea that moves it forward like that or whatever.
I've selected a bunch of images here of just some of the main players so people can get an idea of.
Yeah. And this pushes the limit on how many characters you're allowed to, because it literally has like 20 speaking roles.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's like at the start, it is a lot, and you don't really have a handle on it for the very start of the book. But I don't actually mind that, and I've kind of done something similar, not necessarily with characters, because I don't have anywhere near as many characters as you do. But I started my book as well. Just you're in this world exists. Everyone all the characters know about it, most of them. Mm-hmm. You don't, as the reader, know about it. But as long as they are all consistent and they're all they know what everything is and everything, it seems to work, and it creates a sense of intrigue as long as what it is, the world that's being built, actually seems interesting.
And it has to like be cool when you actually do find out. Like
you can't.
You can't. I know you mentioned something. You mentioned something a while ago. You said you got to stay one step ahead of the reader. I was like, that's definitely like what you do consciously, and that works really well.
Yeah. And you, like everyone knows about your book, Interactivity. And I remember talking to you about it. And then you pointed out something that I hadn't thought of, even though I knew it and was doing it, I hadn't articulated it, which was I would always go on a stream and say, you know what I love doing? And I do this in the Lucent a lot, I love using real history, real mythology that's in our real world, and then putting that in the story. And I was like, because I think it makes it feel so much cooler and fun and whatever. And this is a while ago, and you said, yeah, because when you do that, people are reading the story, and even if they're not thinking about it consciously, subconsciously, it's like this is in the same world as you. This could actually be happening, but you're just not aware of it. We don't know. I don't know,
it can't be disproven. Yeah,
exactly. In some distant galaxy, maybe there is a Grand Prix where aliens and other things fight.
It's kind of a more deeper level of suspension of disbelief. And even like Men in Black does that, like there's a secret world and they erase your memory. So yeah, it totally could be happening. Maybe it happened to you when you did see that stuff or whatever.
Yeah, it just adds another layer to the story that makes it so much more fun, so much more interesting. So we start off with these two guys here. These are the guys who were out. They got the tip off from what's his name? This fella here with the mustache.
Blogart.
He's got such a memorable name. I don't know why I couldn't figure it out. But so they're out here to investigate, and they're also with the other guy from Earthbound as well. But then we've got these guys seem like bad guys. Am I getting that right? Like they're a bit more like underhanded. And these are all different teams. Would you call them teams? They're like sponsors.
Yeah, they're called like sponsors, but yeah, it's like they're entries. So each sponsor gets to have these entries into the tournament, and sometimes you have rings and sometimes you don't. You can send them without a ring, but then they're never coming out, and they don't appreciate that.
Are these the same sirens from Earthbound? Is it like the same?
Yeah. Yeah, so that's part of in the 3 years, like they've been collected and they're gonna, that was a big thing about what I had to write, is that they become this asset of collection for their adrenaline, because their adrenaline is special. They can cheat in the tournament with
Vilnet is calling you out. He says, the most exercise I get now is typing in the chat since you ended Narwhal Fitness. Yeah, you've let everyone down there.
Oh, sorry, Vilnet. I got to do a new one somehow. I'll think of something.
Different. Do you still go down to the river? Do you still play? You still play basketball, surely?
Yeah, a lot of basketball, a lot of biking at the pump track.
Nice.
And not the river right now. It's winter, so definitely not. But yeah, I still jump in the river.
Jennifer Grover, Michael, your guess, isn't that Narwhal? It is. Well, previously known as. He's now going by Paired Darwin Berg.
Purdy Berg. Jennifer Grover,
Berg,
how's it going?
I like to call him. What's up, Toe here? And thank you for the soup chat as well. What's up, Maromi? Great to see you here. All right, so yeah, these guys are so these are all vying for, I guess, to win the Grand Prix and also to get that hands on another ring. But these guys are doing seemingly bad things. I mean, everyone's kind of a bit bad. Like it's a very brutal, violent world. I didn't quite figure out who these guys are. The Nantucket 11 sponsor.
Yeah, but they're just like who WizKid's working for now, and they're more like a agency, kind of almost like a police force. So they're slightly more good guys. But
is this flying woman here the one from the trailer?
Yeah.
See, I'm putting it all together. I love this couple. So you've got the princess, and then remind me of her name.
Julia, and she gives her this golden gun, and she's like, you can use it if you want. You can use it on me, you can use it on yourself, you can do whatever you want with it. She's like, I think she has like a suicide ideology or something. Yeah, she's got a suicide fetish, because she has a ring. She wants to be reincarnated. She wants to waste her ring kind of a little bit.
Right. And there we go. There's Blogart. And don't zoom in. It's
yeah. Oh, there is full frontal nudity. I forgot. That's funny.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Don't leave it out for your kids.
Bobby Christophus was asking. Yeah, and part 3 has some boobies in it, but like, what do you call, like a shower scene style stuff.
But it's done in your style, so it's not like it's super graphic anyway.
Yeah,
which is funny.
Yeah, because there was nudity in Earthbound, and it's a little bit of that. Like, it's an adult story as far as like it might be rated R if it was a movie, but it's like a rated R movie from the 90s with has boobs in it sometimes or whatever. Basically.
Everyone is saying hello. We got Pastmaster Dan in the house. What's up, Pastmaster? Great to see you.
Pastmaster Dan, what's up? How's it going?
This girl.
You probably haven't figured this out yet. I mean, it hasn't paid off yet, really.
No. So this is a cool setup. So, and there's nothing really, I can't spoil it because it hasn't been, we don't really know, but like, you're just like in all of this weirdness, and Fabrizio did this as well in Horace Chuva. Have you read that one?
No.
That's a great read. Cool. So Horace Chuva is a bit like all this actually that we've been talking about, where it's seemingly set in the real world, except inexplicably this guy has a vacuum head and he gets around with Nosferatu and some weird little Mario guy, and he can see occult things that no one else can see. So that's how he gets into weird places and does weird things.
Nice.
And it's all just like super kooky, super whimsical, super ornate, a bit like your stuff in a very different style. And then in the middle of all this craziness, he gets a phone call directly into his vacuum cleaner helmet, and it's his wife, and she's just at home, and she's a normal woman in a normal apartment. She's like, hi, I'm starting dinner. Are you going to be late? And it's just like complete like,
yeah, that's awesome. That's like a good contrast. Yeah.
Sure. And I was just like, that is so cool. It just adds so much to the character, so much fun of the story. This is a bit like that, but not quite, because this looks normal, but I have a feeling like it really isn't.
Yeah.
And whoever this dad is, he seemingly knows a fair amount. It does have a cutscene later on where the girl is in a house in the middle of something.
Yeah.
And she's the one who actually crawls through into the where everyone is. And here, this is it. This is the sort of like the lobby for the Grand Prix. This is the
Yeah.
meeting room.
Yeah. So because it's called Temple 1, through the portals, Temple 1. And I noticed this is a funny world building thing is if you put numbers after stuff, it just feels cool. Like the 13th sponsor, Temple 1. You're like, oh, that means there's other stuff, or I don't know. But yeah, Temple 1 is where it all takes place. And yeah, somewhere presumably in Temple 1 is like this like giant mountain with a house. So you're like, how exactly does this work? How does Temple 1 work? But yeah.
Yeah, every time you introduce something, you don't explain it, and you let either the plot or just the characters, the way they react to it, let the reader know the sort of the gravitas attached to it. And I really like that because it's just it builds that intrigue in the reader. So you're kind of wondering, and it's still like subtext as you're just because the way they're talking, it's kind of like all mundane. They're like, oh, we're here, we're going to do this, do that. Like they've just come to some convention.
No, that's like a world building thing too, / a psychology thing that I've kind of been into that I do. I check it on second drafts a lot of times. I'm like, okay, a lot of people, they've done this before. So their reaction is not going to be like my reaction. Like if I'm writing it with a sense of awe or something, I'm like, oh, I got to take that out because they don't feel that. The only person who might have some of that is like the audience surrogate, maybe like Julia for her first time being there, and she hasn't seen it before. But a lot of the people explaining things to her, it's just their day job, so it's like mundane to them.
Yeah, but even if she does have some awe, she's very nonchalant. She's very kind of nonplussed about most things. So it is a cool little, fun contrast there. Who is that sexy robot? Asked Toher. This one here. He's like the greeter, I think.
Yeah, that's Xerox, and he's in the book a little bit, and he's a kind of cool little character. Like what he's holding there is almost like if you hold a sign when you get off the airport to pick someone up. He's like their butler to pick them up, and it's funny because it is kind of implied maybe aliens from all over the place. They have different written languages, but what's it called? Like hash marks is universal, so that's their sponsor.
Art and color wise, I like this whole sequence the best. The sequence at the dinner as they're going in the thing, her reconnecting with the guy, and he gets kicked in the face. That was a great panel.
Thanks.
Wallops him.
Yeah.
This is the Grandmaster here. Is this it? This thing up here?
Yeah, he's like godlike laser guy.
Is he like the Eye of Sauron?
Yeah.
And he's got these two Cyclops monolithic creature beings here who they're the big guards, essentially. If you mess up, these things are just going to squish you.
Keeping order, and they have rules like no guns. And there's a guy who brings a gun in, and they're like, you're only going to be able to fire it. And they bring the golden gun, so some of that plays out later.
And
too.
this is in Temple 1, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
So, and there's people in here who just sort of live here.
Yeah.
They just decide that they're going to stay here in this thing. Because I guess this is like, they're kind of like people who live in a king's court or something. They just kind of hang around and.
Yeah. Or like living in an airport. Out. And a lot of it can be like if they don't have a ring, they're stuck there anyway. So they just have to stay.
Is there a grander sort of design built into this that you can speak on that isn't too spoilery? Like, is there any great purpose to this thing that they do? Because it's like kind of wild and out there, in the Hunger Games. Have you seen the Hunger Games or read the books?
Yeah, but I kind of forget. But yeah,
well, it's all I don't know if it really is that clever, but
they don't explain it the best, do they? Or like they just do it because kind of
they do it to sort of keep the people beaten down,
Yeah.
I'm like, it's a pretty convoluted way to do it, but whatever. It was the first book was a really clever commentary on like how you just have your day-to-day life and then you can turn on the TV and see a genocide taking place in friggin' Nigeria or something, and you're like, oh, that sucks. Anyway, I need to go order an Uber for some noodles or something. Like that's what the Hunger Games was supposed to be talking about. How it's like two worlds exist at the same time on one planet.
Yeah.
Where you've got people who are living in the rich areas, just living their life, and then everyone else, like not like a lot of other people, like going through crazy suffering. Battle Royale did it better, says Maromi. I mean, I think it was kind of a rip-off of Battle Royale in a way, I think.
Yeah, and I love Battle Royale, yeah. And same thing, like, yeah, they don't necessarily, yeah, this is mostly like cultural, like asserting dominance, just like a way that these elites can, like, if you win the Grand Prix, you kind of get bragging rights, and that's very important to them. And then their lifestyle too, like it's, if you're one of these great beings, you kind of live for this kind of stuff. But then as far as Temple 1, there are other special temples, and there are like things that people can kind of do. I think like one of, and some of this is like I've only kind of started to write it. It's almost like the Pirate King stuff in One Piece. Like I won't even be messing with this for years, but there's three kind of like temples in it, and it's anagrams of Earth. So there's Earth, Terra, and Wraith, and those are all like reorganized, the letters of Earth. And then there's like an ancient history of why that is a thing. And then there's like, if you go to all three and you do certain something, then you kind of like ascend. So some people are kind of trying to do that. And Temple 1 has a little something to do with that, but it's like separate kind of from the Grand Prix.
This is the girl that was eating cereal in a house, like 10 pages earlier, who crawls through some pretty crazy sci-fi looking tunnels and comes up here into the banquet. Where all the sponsored competitors are, having their kind of feast before it all starts.
Mm-hmm.
So straight up, you're thinking, all right, so she is obviously connected. Her father is someone, they live there inside it, but they don't live with everyone else. They're in their own thing. And she wanted to go see, and he was like, no, it's too dangerous to go see it. So I don't have ideas, but obviously, there's something that. Yeah,
and that's definitely one where, there's kind of been no answers yet for that.
Yeah, and you don't even have to. You don't even have to mention it. She's just like having it. And this is actually the panel that, Mark Miller pulled up and tweeted about. He really liked the.
Yeah, I got lucky because he's like, I was scrolling with my morning cup of tea, saw this panel and wondered who did it. Of course, it was Narwhal. Yeah,
that's not. He first saw your stuff through Zach.
I think, he started following me on Twitter because I got a good review from Foreign Agent from Zach, and then he followed me, and then we were chatting a little bit here and there for like years, and then he liked my art here and there, and people.
It's funny
a little bit.
It's funny because you actually wrote, I think, on your campaign page. If you love the old, this is a very Narwhal book, because this is like the style that we all kind of met you with. Whereas the stuff that you did for Vatican City is more heading towards like Frank Miller style, heavy traditional inks and stuff like that. Yeah. Is that something you discussed with him, or he just was like, do whatever you want?
Because actually it's like a little like irony almost, but the art that he saw that he really liked was this Mad Max short comic that I had drawn.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And that was traditionally drawn, and that was drawn like years ago, kind of before, I think before Earthbound, or like around the same time. And that's the thing, I've always been like this, and maybe you can relate or other people can relate, but my style just naturally changes depending on the tools. Like if I'm doing traditional or I'm doing digital, it's just going to change, and I can't even control it kind of. So the natural brought out this new style. He saw that, he like DM'd me twice almost. He's like, hey, keep going in this direction. I'm like, okay, I think I'm going to take Mark Miller advice. So I did. I bought a scanner because I hadn't had one in years, and I started going back to traditional. And then like a few months later, he hit me up. He's like, yeah, I might have some work for you. I was like, I'm in.
Well, now you found, because Jared helped you on this one as well, didn't he? He helped you on the colors and stuff.
Yeah, he helped color. Yeah.
And he does a style that's kind of similar to this.
Hotel Story. And we kind of designed that on purpose too, because Jared can do the same thing. He can do like a style that I more like force him into, but he's great at it, which is this like 3D backgrounds that we build ourselves and then draw the characters over the top. And if you do that, a lot of times you do get really nice colors because the 3D will kind of handle that. You're picking the materials, but all the lighting is creating great lighting almost on its own.
It's kind of like old Disney animation, where they had the painted backgrounds and then they would do the cell stuff.
Yeah, that's why I first started doing it, is because I like that cell shaded look where the background looks different than the characters, so they pop out. And on the original Earthbound, I did a similar thing where I would knock back the line work for all the backgrounds would be super knocked back and not black, like way transparent and almost non-existent, and then the characters are black, so it makes it pop out. So it's the same thing, but then for Grand Prix the sequel, it's just evolved because it's using the 3D backgrounds.
They have a banquet, and I'm guessing it was partly inspired by Indiana Jones' Temple of Doom.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
They have the monkey brain.
Yeah.
But then they also have the giant banana.
Yeah. And you know what? I forgot to send you that there's a mini comic about the giant banana getting shipped to Temple 1 to get utilized. And the shipping people want to open the package to look at it because they're curious what a giant banana looks like. So they open it and then a giant spider jumps out at them. And then it ends. It's just like a little joke. But
why a giant banana?
It's just like, just like cinematic, or I don't know. But also on a meta level, I say that I'm going for the record for biggest banana in a comic of all time, which I think Dale A proved there's a Silver Age Superman that actually has a bigger banana than me. And I'm like, damn it.
We have a big banana here in Australia.
No.
Have you seen that? Right,
no.
Let me just Google that. I'm going to do it right here. The big banana. Look at that.
Oh, that's amazing.
You can go stay there. It's like a theme park. I think there's a video of Liam going here. Actually, that's some memory I have. There's water slides. Yeah, we love big things here. Like I remember when I was a kid going to the big pineapple.
Yeah, nice.
We have the big sheep. We just like making big stuff. I don't know why, but yeah, when I saw the big banana, that's what I thought. I was like, oh, it's something that's interesting. I was just like,
oh, I remember why I picked big banana too, because once the food fight starts, it's like the perfect material for that.
Yeah, because there's one moment where he's like cramming a banana like into her face.
Yeah.
I know. I just like I've seen some of your brainstorming. Streams and stuff like that, and I'm just wondering if this is how you come up. This is, like I said, there's so many working parts in this friggin' story. It's like, it's just like I'm thinking like you got a whiteboard. Just like, all right, let's just add this. Can we add this? Is that too much? No, let's do it anyway. Like, how about this? What if this is that's kind of how you work, or is
actually
it less frenetic?
I remember, for this one, I can't remember when it was. It was like 5 years ago or something. But I took off maybe almost a month and I don't normally do this, but I took off like 3 weeks or something where all I did was write this story and I didn't do anything else. I did it every day for like multiple, all day pretty much. But the other thing, this was one of the only things I've ever written where I did have a giant cork board and note cards, and I was doing it all that way too. So
it's got like giant banana on it.
Yeah.
Like rings that come and then it's all spidering off. You're like, oh, I think that's taking it a bit too far. Like this guy's dressed like a Templar knight. All right, let's do it.
Yeah,
monkey brain.
Because one of the ideas too is it's like a video game fighting story, but trying to make the coolest one ever. And so I'm like, well, the characters, they can be like random. So I was like, okay, what would like the fighting game characters be? It's almost I was inspired by Tekken 3, so like, they can be like pretty random. So there is like an animal head guy, there's the Templar Knight, there's a ninja, there's a sumo wrestler, there's the rat guy, there's a little midget.
There's the main ones, just like, sexy woman in a dress, and the kind of guy in his tactical gear.
Yeah, totally.
How profound from Alex. Sounds like something that Pratchett might write. The universe is just a speck on an interdimensional banana.
I'll put that in a mini comic, Alex. It'll be semi non-canon, but that's great.
That is deep.
Uh-huh.
I like that. Yeah, this little creature tries to grab the ring so that he could get the kill thing, and it didn't work out for him. That was fun. I liked that moment. But this was cool. I think this is kind of peak of the story so far. So this happens in the second book. There's a massive food fight with all the people at the banquet, and it is just absolutely frenetic and like just balls to the wall. I thought this was a great sequence. I really dig the colors and the art and everything in it, and it was a lot of fun for a story that has been like pretty heavy, for a story about a intergalactic kind of, like you say,
like
video game
slaves.
It's actually kind of dark, but this is a bit of fun, and maybe, hopefully, I don't know, we'll see, because we haven't actually seen that much fighting yet in the in the fight box. This is the first moment where we get to see a little bit of crazy action.
Yeah, and it's I really dig this. I can't remember if it's like 12 pages. That might be, but I wanted it to be like a fair amount of pages of like.
Oh yeah, it's quite long. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like that, this is where the chick gets the banana shoved in her face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Quickly, here is the campaign page here. 52 backers. Looking to get to 55. There's the cover on the next one. Yeah.
Anyone who loves Earthbound will love this. And I know there's a bunch of people who love Earthbound. Angela was saying she loves it in the chat. Don't be shy about saying that, especially in streaming chats, because people help me spread the word, build the hype. I know people like this book, so we'll get it out there and
spread it, build it, love it. There's that tweet that I mentioned.
Yeah, Mark digging it.
Good stuff. This is how we all met you.
Yeah, that's kind of an older photo now, but it's iconic, if I do say so myself.
What's going on here? Where are you?
That was in Portland, and there was a few months before I had a actual futon. I slept on the futon like a bed, but there was a few months where I just slept on the floor like a camper.
This is the old Delhi days, surely.
Yeah, it was like Delhi days transitioning, so maybe a little bit past, but yeah, Delhi, like real early. I'm reading Iron John. What?
Had you written interactivity at that point?
I can't remember. I don't think so. I wrote interactivity around the same time that I launched Earthbound 2. And that was right around the time that I was like moving back to Squem, which was 3 years ago. So this is before that.
Alex says, let's be real. She's had bananas shoved in her face before. Well,
yeah,
maybe that'll happen.
That's funny. That panel, multiple people have mentioned it as being a standout panel. And I love that. That's good data for me. Yeah. Cause it triggers like, a little bit of like maybe fetish kind of stuff, but whatever. It's like, it's triggering definite, like people's eyes dilating.
Point of interest.
Yeah.
It's not to like.
Yeah.
So much I want to show. Hang on. Let me bring up the banana. The infamous banana shove. Scrolling to it. Oh, it's way down here. And no. I don't know. I would bring it up, but I don't want to just spoil everything. So
I can't remember if there's a sound effect going blur. Blurg.
Yeah, where is it? It's coming up. There it is.
Henry asking about which Fred Murray worked at. It was the one on shoot. It's the main road. If I think of it, I'll tell you. It's in the hip district or whatever.
All right, here's the sequence. So mid food fight, these characters reunited and they're going at it. There's people flying everywhere. He does sort of like a body slam. He's on top of her now. Little bit of a gratuitous underwear shot there. I see. Yep. I didn't notice that in the first viewing. Wine glass spilled, and he's got the mount on. So what do? You don't ground and pound. You take a banana. I like how he's like, Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's black.
Yeah.
What is this movement where you do this? Like this is
Yeah, and smashing a banana, you can kind of imagine very tactile panels.
yeah.
I feel like everyone can kind of imagine it. But
It's kind of half starchy, but also soft, and it would just get jammed in there. That's like an insulting fight move. Like if you do that, that's like
is it? Yeah, you kind of win after that point. Yeah, that's like
you're
where you're
like-
both exhausted and you both give up because you just won. Kind of.
Also, I like this part as well. Anyone seeing is watching. It's a thick banana. It's a big one. Like there's a lot of meat on that banana. He's wearing one glove. I really like that. They're trying to hide the ring, but they don't have two gloves, so they go, "Oh, we'll Michael Jackson it." I like that.
Yeah.
Girthy, yes. He's a bit aggressive, but doesn't seem mad about it. She doesn't seem mad about it. Well, if you saw how she greeted him earlier, you know.
Yeah, their relationship is complicated. They have a love-hate relationship. Kind of because of the end of Earthbound 1, which comes up a little bit the first Earthbound story. It comes up a little bit in part 3, Grand Prix part 3. But yeah, he kind of abandoned her, but there's a little context where him leaving kind of saved her in a way, but he totally ditched her to be a slave. And so she was pissed about that.
The 3-year skip. That's what they did in, I don't know if it's 3 years, but they did skip between Empire and Return of the Jedi, you know?
Yeah.
And it was so cool. Actually, I watched a whole video on time skips and, you know, when they work and when they don't work and why they work and why they don't. It's actually a really interesting video by a guy called Schnee. If anyone out there wants to get some good writing.
Is it on YouTube?
Yeah. Schnee. It's like SH or SCHNEE. He does a lot. I got into him because he covers a lot of Arcane and I love Arcane. But he uses what's on Arcane to explain his theories and stuff.
Cool. I just subbed him. That looks awesome. I love those kind of channels.
There's a really epic time skip in Arcane as well. I think it's like, I don't know, it's a good amount of years. It's probably like 10 years or something. So you've got the 3-year time skip in this. Famously, you know, Empire has that.
Mm-hmm.
Dune is probably going to have another big one as well. I like Walking Dead did a great one because the cool thing is you can do in these is like everyone can level up in the meantime.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah.
And then like you can kind of skip a lot of the stuff that you said at the start, like start late, end early. You really skip a lot of that stuff that you're supposed to kind of go over. You know, in Return of the Jedi, Luke is already like, you know, doing all the stuff and everything. You don't have to wait for it. And now you just get to the cool fun stuff.
Yeah. I think it's like a good thing. It's hard I'd want to watch the video just to see examples of when it's bad, even because it's always kind of cool. You get to play catch up, creates intrigue backwards and forwards for the story, kind of.
Indiana Jones did a backwards time skip for the first and second movies.
Oh yeah, I guess Temple of Doom is a prequel, I think, compared to. I don't know if I didn't
even know that. I mean, it's been that long.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was a kid, the first two just terrified the crap out of me. I watched them and I was like, I never want to watch them again. I watched Temple of Doom again, but I don't know if I've ever gone back to the first one because I was so traumatized by it. Yeah, I just watched the Hollywood one, the third one. You know,
yeah,
it's like so much more Hollywoodified and just kind of like a family movie.
Yeah,
even though the dude does do that fast aging thing. What's up,
Jack?
Yeah,
they have a Holy Grail melting head thing or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that. There you go. That was back when it was like kind of cool to have Nazis as your bad guys. Now it's a little, I don't know. It's a bit played out, maybe. It's a bit.
It's the kind of thing like it might come back at some point, but yeah, it's like totally played out. But you know what was weird? It's like that was Spielberg doing that And then he later made the ultimate like catharsis Jewish movie about World War II. Which is what's that one called? Schindler's List. So he had tackled it from both, and then he did like a lot of his career is that. Then he did the war movie where they're fighting Nazis. So he's tackled it from every angle. And the Indiana Jones one is the most where it's like cartoony. Those Nazis are just like cartoon bad guys, kind of. You're like ridiculing them.
I feel it's something different now that everyone's a Nazi. No one's a Nazi, you know. Anyone gets called a Nazi now, I'm like, oh yeah, sure. Yeah, what are they? They just they want to have a border on their country. What are you talking about here? Let's get specific here.
Yeah,
you know, it's a different meaning back then. But anyway. So with the third book, is that are you working on it now, or are you doing the thing where you're getting it kind of all done beforehand?
Yeah, it's almost done, but there's maybe actually a couple weeks. I got to letter it, and I'm doing final colors on a couple pages, really. So
is it just you doing it, or is it Jared working on it?
This one I'm doing all myself, but it looks identical. People won't really notice.
Yeah, remember when we did the review of Hotel Story, and we were like, oh, we didn't even realize it wasn't there on the art.
Yeah.
It's like you've cloned. It's like you've done the Ring thing where you got to like a clone.
Yeah, I know. Jared's a good collaborator, and it's part of that is testament to him because he is very versatile, and like he's a great musician too. So
some people are just like that. They're just creative types.
Yeah.
Alex says the banana stuffing page could be a litmus test for potential girlfriends. I don't know about that. I mean, that is.
No. Like I don't know about showing them the page, but actually shoving a banana in their face, yes, that could be a good test.
Hey, honey, yeah, you got to do like as she's waking. She has to wake up to this. This has to be what she sees.
Do it on TikTok. It's like a new
with
TikTok
the glove
trend
too, like a black glove.
Yeah.
And if she stays, then you know she loves you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna show too much because this is the end of the second book. So the way it ends, I assume we're about to start the actual battle, and I don't really know what form it takes. Like you haven't really gone into it that much, other than there will be fighting, and not many people are expected, if any, to live. Like there's a lot of dying. And there was one cool element to it, which I thought was fun, is the people who don't have rings or don't choose not to wear rings, the guy says they actually fight harder because, you know, they're playing for real. So there's people in it who are sort of like, well, they've got a ring, so even if they die, they don't really die. It's a pretty interesting dynamic you've built here.
Yeah, thanks. I know that's cool. I kind of forgot about that till you said it. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I like anything that's trying to dig down on the psychology a little bit more. I'm definitely into that. I'm in a phase where I'm really into psychology.
You're gonna love this Schnee guy. Like he is
sweet.
Like I think he might actually have a sort of psychology background. Don't quote me on that, but that's what he's all about. That's what I love. Like he's the one where I got a lot of ideas from.
Because you've talked about that with Ella. Wait, is that Ella is your girl, right?
Ella,
with her, like whether or not she's going to jump the first test and the psychology behind
that. Yeah, he goes into all that sort of stuff, and he finds out, he like pulls patterns out of stories that it's kind of like lifting up the curtain and seeing behind it. Where like that's one great point he made, which once he pointed it out, I was like, oh my God, that's in my story, but I hadn't done it consciously on purpose. It's just a function of making an interesting story and having kind of foils and characters. He described it like this, where you can have two characters that are similar, that are on diverging paths.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can have two characters that are very different on the same path. and they can be one or other each character like that, and it just creates an incredibly interesting dynamic, regardless of plot, regardless of motivation. Anything. It's just a really good device for telling a story through. And he was like using characters in Arcane as like saying, this is why this. He's like, why does this feel so real? Why does this feel so intriguing? And like, it just feels like more than just your regular kind of story. I was like, man, that's really deep stuff. So definitely check him out. It's a really, really good channel. It's a shame that Arcane built up this great show with first season and then just kind of like did an okay show with the second one.
Yeah, I heard the first was amazing. The second one was not quite so much.
It was all just
I want to hear what he says about that too.
Yeah, he wasn't happy. I can tell you that. It's sort of like all just the style, because the I love the style. Some people don't like it, whatever. The French like painting animation style. The Fortiche stuff, but it was just kind of mostly that, and then they dropped all the character stuff, and I was like, Henry says, I'm really getting into crowdfunded hardcover comics. The Lucent hardcovers brought me around. Well, I don't like to toot my own horn, but there's not many out there as good as them. Nice. Because I went through an actual bookbinder that does proper like fabric stitch and stuff, so you can open the hardcovers flat. Cool. Oh, here's one here. Yeah, so there's this one. Let me have a look. Yeah, see, most hardcovers, you just get this like white page as the start. And that's like the page that they connect the hardcover to the thing, which is fine. And even in France with the bande dessinée, most of them do this. Yeah. And I was like, this is just paper. Can't we put something on there? So I was like, because when you open it up, you want to see something.
Oh, cool. Sweet. Yeah, that's awesome.
And my printer's like, yeah, we can do that. And because it's like actually stitched, they lay completely flat like a comic.
Cool. So, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, when it opens all the way. I don't like when it won't open all the way.
Yeah, you know, especially a hardcover, it doesn't like. Even though I do love this book, I'm not shitting on it. This is a fantastic book, by the way. It doesn't open flat, but
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway. Well, I don't think we got any backers, unfortunately, but that's all right. I was hoping my little thing would intrigue people, but it didn't.
It's all good. We're just building. What do you call it? Like people back on like the fourth time they see something or whatever. So we're checking those boxes. People know.
Yes, I need them as well. Those Kelly Jones hardcovers. Has to happen. All right, let me just stop sharing this. I'll do one final share, and then I'll let you all go. Where is it? There it is. Scroll up.
Yep. It's the new Earthbound book. It's this Grand Prix arc I've been doing. It's the third issue of that. And yeah, so the three combined to make a 160-page trade. That's kind of what's available on this campaign. So it's officially, if you liked Earthbound, this is the continuation, a 3-year time skip. We're off Earth now. It's the pretty crazy sci-fi story. Lots of fun though. And it just gets more and more fun as we go further. So
it's really building. I had a great, by the end of it, I was really wanting to see more. Like I said, it starts off, there's so much in there. You're kind of like, oh, what is everything? What's happening? But then as you read, you just naturally start to know who the characters are. You start to get a feeling of what the story is. And then it just keeps building up and up and up. So I look forward to the third one, seeing when the fighting begins and everything that's going to happen. Because we didn't even really talk about this, but there's a lot of kind of underhanded, nefarious maneuvering going on behind the scenes among these. It's not all going to be it's not like a fair, even playing field, I'm guessing. So,
yeah, there's like multiple schemes of cheating going on at once.
Exactly. Yeah. Of different sorts. So it's going to be interesting to see how that all pans out. Always a pleasure hanging and chatting, Pear. We need to do it more often.
Thank you for having me, and thanks for reading the 2 books right ahead of time. That was great. And yeah, good talking to you. So yeah,
it just makes it so much better when we can actually talk about what you're doing rather than just going through the perks. Oh, look, you've got a thing here. It's so much more interesting for you as well. Like, I don't want the guests to feel like they have to, do the hard sell.
Yeah, I've been in that position where you're going over tiers, and I'm like, note to self, never do this again. And it's kind of hard if it's happening in the moment. You can't be like, stop, don't tell me all the tiers, stop. But
it is a bit like that. But that's okay. That's all right. I'm going to see if anyone else is live or about to be live. Keep it going. Keep the train rolling. Let's have a look here. I'm only seeing Mad Ruth. This is going to be Mad Ruth. What are they doing? Uber swatting. I don't know what that is, but that's all I've got. So if you like that, I don't know what they're talking about. It's like Moby Diago. I don't know what that is, but anyway, enjoy. Oh, FFS is live. Yeah, I don't think they have the raid on. Let me go in and let me actually look. So I remember last time I called them out because they don't have raids. Do you have the link to that? Actually, I might be able to find it. YouTube. Where is it? Sorry. Let's have a look here. Will it work? And no, it doesn't. Yeah, they don't do raids. I don't know why. All right, everybody, that's going to be it. I will see you next time. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Earth made an Australian video, and I wasn't even in it.
Emotional damage.